India hasn't yet forgotten the horror of a young woman being dragged under a car and she died. This was just on New Year's Eve, and not many days since then, we also have another incident of a woman being dragged for a few meters. And who is she? We're talking about Delhi Commission of Women Chief Swati Maliwal. She joins us right now. Swati, thank you for talking to NDTV. Now, absolutely horrifying that this would happen to you. But firstly, tell us what happened.
I was out on an inspection and I was trying to ascertain what is the condition of women's safety on the roads of Delhi today. It is really unfortunate that this has happened. I was just standing alone at Ames bus stop, just opposite the Ames bus stop, and this car comes, stops in front of me, and then the driver, he starts talking to me and he starts saying that, why don't you come, I will drop you, I will do this, let us go. And when I reject his offer and when I tell him that please leave, the relatives, my relatives are coming and they are on the way, he keeps pestering and keeps forcing me. And when I tell him, no, please go, he goes away in anger, but then takes a U-turn and after 10 minutes, again approaches me, again forces me. And this time when I tell him, no, I don't want anything to do with you, at that time he starts making lewd gestures at me. And when I try and prevent him from running away, he just pulls up his window, and because of which my hand got stuck in the car, and then he pressed the accelerator at full speed and the car just went forward with me hanging there and just being dragged along. It was really scary, and if my team member would not have intervened, I think I would have been the next Anjali.
This is absolutely shocking, Ms. Swati. In fact, it's absolutely tragic at so many levels. One, you're a woman out in the night, it's late. Second, you're a woman who's at work, you're on duty. Third, you're no ordinary citizen as it is. You're a woman who's in position, who's in power. And yet, you're saying what has happened that time is not just a man who just came and made some lewd gestures at you, but he actually took a U-turn and followed up with you. Imagine the horror of you having to go through this, and you were doing an inspection of what the reality on the roads are. So this literally being a reality, a real horror story for women day in and day out.
You see, the Delhi Commission for Women, we like to run this organization from the ground. So we keep doing inspections, and this inspection was very different because generally we inspect dark spots, we inspect PCR vehicles, we inspect pickets, police pickets. But this time I just decided that let me stand alone on the streets of Delhi, on the main road of Delhi rather, arterial road of Delhi, and just let me understand what does a woman have to go through in this city when she's all alone. So I had my team, but they were behind, and I was just standing there all alone. And then I had one car, the second car stops, the third car stops, cars after cars, they stopped, and some were waiting, some had their headlights on at me, and it was almost like a predator was just waiting to attack. And there were even trucks that were stopping by. And this man just crossed all limits, because not only he was completely drunk, he was also very, very ruthless, because I was hanging there, I was right in the air. Maybe one step forward, the wheel could have come on my feet. Anything could have happened. It was the most horrific ordeal, and yes, I'm very shaken, but I'm not scared, because I had begun this experiment only to understand what is the condition of women's safety in the capital, what is actually the truth behind all the tall claims that are being made, and actually at the end of the day, what can be done in order to make sure that each and every woman is safe. It happened with me. It will happen with any other woman. I can guarantee you there were other people in my team, and I realized that even they were being similar incidents happened with them. And I think any Delhi girl can tell that this is a very common thing. If you get caught, in the midst of any Delhi road beyond a particular hour, then things will happen to you, which are really, really horrible.
Absolutely horrifying, Ms. Swati Maliwal. Thank you for talking to NDTV. That's the visual of the accused, you see, who has been arrested by the police. But nothing really that can take away such a horrifying experience for any woman in the national capital.